Hey guys, welcome back to the grand finals for FSL Vietnam qualifiers. The winner of this best of 3 is going to proceed on to the FSL Elite event in September later this year. But for now, we are into picks and bans. Jumping right in, looking at the state of things, it will be a Syndra, Rammus, and Kaiser banned out by Box Ladies and an instant Sejuani lock-in. There you go, see?
Yeah, I mean...
Sejuani Prio.
Yeah, just now you're talking about how Sejuani's really good and the previous teams just glossed over. I mean, Box Ladies... They know what they're doing. They picked Sejuani instantly. Ooh, misfortune on the side of Ravenclaw.
Very interesting early pick, but the Jarvan Poppy and Nami ban should be noted. The misfortune Sona. This is the wombo combo. This is the crescendo bullet time. Yep. Oh man.
Alright, just need to put it in a... Oh, they banned Jarvan, damn it. I was gonna say that you should put it in Cataclysm.
Yeah, I mean there are still options. You could go for other things that can lock up the enemies and hold them in place.
You could put Orianna in mid, shockwave them.
That's it though. We see the Tristana early locked in already, and to me I feel like there was no necessity to get in an early Tristana pick. But the strategy here might just be that they want to pitch up the AD carry pool.
Ooh.
Vel'Koz.
Wow.
Interesting.
They're going for some really interesting
This is like super cheesy now because some of... I think I saw Saigo play Vel'Koz yesterday, but overall, this draft is not something I'm super comfortable or familiar with. I'm not a fan of Misfortune or Sona either. Like, the only time I think Sona is like decentish is like Sona Tam Kench.
Yeah.
Even then, it's super difficult to execute well.
That's right. I mean... We don't know what might happen. We don't know what else they're going to pull out with their last 2 picks. But so far, I mean, they've chosen to ban the Ahri against Box Ladies.
The Ahri pick here, the Ahri ban rather, is quite telling because both sides already more or less knew what they want to play in terms of what they are banning on the mid lane. So they don't want to face the Syndra Ahri, fine. But it looks like mages are going to be the tall order here. So Vel'Koz on Ravenclaw side makes sense. What is going to be the mage on the Box Lady side is the question.
That's right. I mean, or they could turn it up and go for like an assassin or something. I mean,
like I said, assassin's definitely available, but the Zillion being banned out. By the way, they did play Zillion yesterday, so that makes sense. But the assassins being banned, assassins being available is one thing, but ladies in FSL have gravitated more towards mages, like I said. Assassins, not so much.
Yeah, well, who knows, they might pull out something unexpected. I mean, they do have that Sejuani, so synergy with like melee assassins. Like Akali is, I don't know, Kiana. But Vi would be the last ban.
Yeah, Vi would be the last ban. Kiana, high mechanics skill ceiling, so I don't think we should be looking towards that. I mean, even myself, like I've been trying to get into it, right? There's so much margin for error that I just opt to not play at all.
Okay, fair enough.
It's like, it feels terrible. Right now, though, their comp is really good topside because Sejuani Camille is very adept at getting these ganks down, and against the Aatrox is even better because now you can actually pretty much dive him at level 6 and he can't get a revive.
That's right, there's no more revive for Aatrox at all, so power of that definitely goes down. Kennen being picked up as
so it might just be a mid lane Camille here and a Kennen top lane. Mid lane Camille not too bad. It just changes the focus of your mid jungle synergy or your top jungle synergy, right? So the Sejuani is almost always going to play towards wherever the Camille is. Kennen top side is sort of an answer pick to the Aatrox. I have to say that it will work out well, but depending on the direction this Kennen builds towards, we'll have to see how it pans out in the mid game. Luck support here for the Tristana to supplement the spot lane, and the last lock-in might be a Kha'Zix being covered.
Interesting stuff really coming up from Ravenclaw if they do end up picking this Kha'Zix. And then there we go.
I would have liked to see a Gragas instead of Kha'Zix because the way you get to deny a lot of these escape routes that the opponents are using can be facilitated by Gragas. So think about rocket jump from Tristana. You can actually body slam her out of the rocket jump.
That's true,
you can body slam Sejuani out of Arctic Assault. You can body slam Camille out of Hookshot. So these are actually decent options you could use if you had a Gragas. Kha'Zix just tells me that they're going full damage. They want to get the resets, and the focus of this team's damage is going to be on the Kha'Zix.
That's right, and by the looks of it, it's a Vel'Koz mid lane. They have not lined up themselves.
The players are in the correct order, but they're swapping roles as it were, I think. Because Sago is definitely the mid laner, but she's taking on the misfortune this time.
Right.
They're a bit more flexible with what roles they play on the team, I think.
Yeah, I think so, I guess. So Misfortune Zone, I will be going to bot lane. Vel'Koz mid with the Cleanse to go up against that Camille.
Cleanse doesn't do anything against hookshot, by the way. Like,
Really?
you get knocked up, the only portion you can cleanse is the knock-up stun.
Mm-hmm.
So, what it effectively allows you to do is you can cleanse flash, but it doesn't allow you to walk away. It's similar for any knock-up, where if you do get knocked up, you can QSS, you can cleanse, but you won't be able to move. You're still displaced. You only are able to flash.
Well, I mean, interesting still, I guess. Maybe the cleanse probably for Sejuani, honestly.
Yeah, that actually makes more sense, right? So I was about to say, even though it's not for the lane, you're kind of keeping the cleanse against Sejuani, against Lux for people who are looking to pick you out.
Yeah, even Kennen.
Yep, Kennen as well. So when it comes to the mid-game skirmishes, Vel'Koz being a bit immobile, might get caught by the Glacial Prison or the Light Binding.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, looking at their team compositions, Ravenclaw really going for that wombo with Misfortune Zone, and now Vel'Koz also.
I don't like that they're showing this sort of style of their composition this early. Like, the moment they picked MF as Sona, we sort of knew, like, oh, they're going to play this wombo combo, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if the opponents don't know that already, because they should probably have a clearer understanding of the game and say, well, if they're playing wombo combo, we'll just play against that. You know, they have right now Sejuani, Camille, and Kennen, which are great at controlling zones, great counter engage as well, and the capacity to fight prolonged fights as long as Tristana gets the resets.
That's right.
And they're all very squishy as well on the Ravenclaw side.
They don't have a proper tank. I mean, closest they have to that is Aatrox, but that relies more on his like lifesteal healing from his ultimate.
So Aatrox is no longer a true tank after they changed the way his champion works, right? He's now more focused on healing and amplified healing from his ultimate. So if you're Kennen, like, you just get early Morelos or Executioners calling, and you should be able to deal with the Aatrox. But on their lineup, Ravenclaw has zero frontline. There's no true tank, and they'll be looking to kite backwards, or at least look for all-in wombo combos, as opposed to fighting like front to back.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, their picking order like also kind of surprised me, because Misfortune. I mean, honestly, I don't think they needed to pick that so early, because Tristan was already showed right on the other side. So.
No, so I think the pick order was Sejuani and then Misfortune Sona, right?
Instantly,
and then the thing that scares me as well, if the opponents decided, well, we just want to play an all-in lane, they can definitely do something more aggressive. They didn't have to go for the Lux. They could have done something like a Leona. They could have done Leona Caitlyn, which is really brutal against MF Sona. Anything with additional CC would have caused the riot in the bot lane.
But for now, I guess we're gonna see just how well this wombo combo works out as we get ourselves into the first round of this final box ladies, going up against Ravenclaw.
Best of 3, the first one for today at least. Kind of interesting to note that the previous FSL Elite, the ladies from Vietnam were actually direct invited. It was EVOS Valkyrie that was a direct invite. They ended up placing 3rd, right? Box ladies were the team to knock EVOS Valkyrie out. In this sort of qualifier stage, the first of the FSL Elites qualifiers. So when you think about it, in theory, Box ladies should be the better team, and they are in the finals now. I'm quite impressed by the lineup thus far. This is not the first time they've been playing together. They've actually been playing together since, like, I think last year, December. They were on a squad called like Vico Gaming, and they competed in the Girl Power Championship, which EVOS Valkyrie did as well. So this is a team that has good synergy. They've been playing together for quite a bit, and they're coming up guns blazing in this tournament to show that they are the definitive team to beat.
Well, if you look at their masteries, we're back to this black screen. Damn. All right. I mean, I did catch a glance, and I noticed that Lux took Dark Harvest over the Aftershock, and Kha'Zix took Dark Harvest as well over the Electrocute.
Right.
So we're really looking to find those stacks.
It almost seems like a regional thing where certain regions favor particular metas, right? Vietnamese metas have always seemed to me very skirmish heavy, and which is why they show a bit more of a preference for Dark Harvest. That being said, I think that it's a subpar Keystone unless you're playing someone that really consistently can proc it, which is someone like a Karthus, where every time you're outing, you are looking for a kill, so therefore you should be able to proc Dark Harvest, right?
Definitely.
That's the only instance I think it works. Other than that, it's kind of greedy to go for a Keystone that reduces your laning or makes your life harder for the first 15 minutes just to get some meager advantage later on.
That's right. Now, like, Electrocute is really good early game as well because the cooldown is short.
Yeah, exactly.
So I honestly don't see the point in Dark Harvest. If you're not Karthus, honestly,
yeah,
that's about it.
And the changes to Lux as well. I think in 9.14 they shifted her shielding values to normalize out on the first throw out and the second throw back, right? So now with Summoner Eerie is actually pretty good if you want to play support Lux or mid lane Lux. A lot of the time Lux was played with Aftershock, but now I think Summoner Eerie is not bad.
But well, Dark Harvest for maximum aggressiveness now, so
yeah, if you're trading like consistently in the bot lane, and I guess it sort of makes sense because they have Sona, they have MF, kind of squishy targets, right? So you could be able to proc the Dark Harvest consistently in the bot lane. As for jungle Kha'Zix, well, if you snowball, Dark Harvest is gonna help.
Yep.
If you don't, well, I guess I still prefer Electrocute nevertheless.
I mean, Kha'Zix against Sejuani. What do you think of this jungle matchup?
Sejuani 100%. There's no way Kha'Zix wins this, because Sejuani's frost armor, the way it works is that you get the resistances up to 3 seconds after it's detonated, right? So to refresh your memory for viewers, Sejuani's passive gives her a set amount of armor MR, and every time she gets damaged by an enemy champion, it goes away after 3 seconds. For Kha'Zix, the first 3 seconds are the most crucial portion of his kit. He has to basically burst you down and force you into a disadvantageous position so that he wins that trade, right? Against Sejuani, if you auto her once, you gotta wait 3 seconds, and in that time, she's gonna hit auto W Q and instantly proc the passive or the active on the permafrost.
Yep.
You don't get to trade back from that.
Yeah, and we have jumped into game, and that means that we've jumped straight into a pause.
Oh man.
But regardless, we're on Summoner's Rift. Box Ladies going up against Ravenclaw for the first match of the finals of the FSL Vietnam.
Someone should tell Camille that she didn't buy any items.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Loader of the Rift didn't buy any items.
He's not the only one. Kha'Zix as well.
Oh man, this is a nightmare.
This is interesting stuff coming out from Box Ladies. You can see the itemless Camille possibly doing some damage onto Aatrox if he decides to face check that Pixel Brush. I don't think that she will.
They could force flash if they decide to hookshot forward and Arctic Assault him, but I think that's very that's too much. Like you go to lane and you just concede level 1.
Exactly. I mean, you know, without any items, I mean, hookshot. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, without any items in general. Like, at least Kha'Zix's base. At least Kha'Zix's base is like, oh crap, I didn't buy any items. But Camille, hello there, buddy.
Yep. There we go, Box Ladies. Oh, there we go.
Oh, she finally realized. She realized.
Yep, but she realized, but it's too late now.
She has to sort of suffer in lane for at least a wave and a half.
Yeah, a bunch of question marks probably for that.
Honestly. The reason why she's not recalling is because if she misses the first wave, she's going to be consistently down in EXP.
Exactly.
And at level 6, Vel'Koz will hit that power point, whereas Camille will only be like level 5.5. Won't be able to take those trades, and Camille wants to play aggressive in this matchup.
Yep. And, well, without some items, it's honestly going to be a bit harder to play aggressive. I'm sure that Sad Girl, oh no, it's not Sad Girl, it's Zumi now in the mid lane. It's definitely realized that.
Now, I need to point out something. The cannon was spotted out walking back to lane from Rip Buff, so this should signal to Ravenclaw that the top half of the jungle is being taken away by Sejuani, and Kha'Zix has to vertical jungle now. The problem with that is the wave is getting pushed in. Tristana and Lux has the lane priority here, so it'll be very tricky for Kha'Zix to walk down and horizontally jungle. Or vertically jungle, rather.
Yeah. Yep, not going for that vertical jungle and walking towards his own blue buff to clear out the wolves first. Whoa, wait, what just happened?
all-in.
All in first blood. Sona, does it work? I mean, in this case, it does. Look at that power core damage. Just first blood with the ignite.
A bit too greedy there, I think, staying for the trade and getting chunked out.
That's right.
It's going to be first blood going over to Ravenclaw, like you mentioned, on the bottom half.
See, that's what happens when you take Dark Harvest. I mean, if you took, like, Resolve, you would live.
If she took Aftershock, the damage would have connected because she would have landed her Light Binding and gotten the resistances.
That's right, that's right. And the bone plating as well would have definitely played a part in helping her keep alive as well. On top side, Aatrox getting zoned out by the cannon. Claimed a bunch of stacks of gold with that Kleptomancy as well.
Finally basing to buy items, she gets a corrupting potion and a long sword, yeah. But the wave has been shoved in. I think she's down like a wave and a half. So when she comes back, she's still going to be down in EXP.
Yep, Lux has returned to the lane. Uses that Loosen Singularity to do some damage to minions. Makes Tristana lose out on a bit of farm. That's pretty annoying. Oh, missed another one there as we leave.
Look at the jungle pathing from the Kazakhs. She went into the jungle, realized there was no more camps to be taken. Only went for the Krugs and severely behind in CS now. We'll be looking to make something happen on the top side as the Inferno chains land.
Yep, whoa, look at that. Doesn't get the sweet spot damage. Actually could have. Kha'Zix has now showed up. Just walks straight in, saves the leap. One more, and there we go. That's a kill.
Using the flash to secure the kill by the Aatrox, I think she will not get the kill credit though, so the Kazakhs will get the 400 gold, 300 gold coming in.
Yep, second kill already for Ravenclaw.
Playing extremely aggressive on the top side, not knowing where the jungler is a small mistake from the top side of Box Ladies. Their composition though does excel a little more in the mid game when they can force these picks, so they have to approach the mid game with a bit more caution. Get the goal to an even score, because if you're a bit too far behind, you can't really force these fights.
Whoa, Camille just playing really aggressive on the Vel'Koz. Jumps in, procs that press the attack, so much damage. A good flash, however, and now Ali is in trouble. Sejuani dropping lower as Kha'Zix jumps in to apply a little bit of damage, but still Vel'Koz is really low.
Yeah, you could see in that instance when Kha'Zix jumped in, there was nothing much like.
Oh dear, flash in, ignite, cleansed away, but it doesn't even matter because one more auto attack will seal the deal. Oh wait, hold that, because teleport coming in now from Aatrox. The Camille's just gonna be able to walk away from this one.
Yeah, a bit of a wasted teleport coming in.
Oh no.
Almost a sunk cost fallacy.
Kha'Zix versus the birds. Is he gonna stay alive? Yeah, I think he's got this. I
don't know, man.
Oh no.
That was a mistake. Mistakes were made.
Raptors 1, Kha'Zix 0.
This is question mark pings will be going down. Yeah, you can see on the mini map multiple question mark pings.
That's right. I mean, honestly, Kha'Zix, first you don't buy items, then you die to the jungle. This game's
disastrous opening. Yeah. But overall, though, the bot lane is still pretty ahead from that early first blood, and Kha'Zix did make an impact on the top side,
true.
so it can be forgiven.
Yeah.
Not all is lost. We saw in that mid lane trade though, the all-in, even though she did have cleanse, she could only flash out. There's nothing she could do to mitigate the damage coming in, and the Vel'Koz went on really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, she cleansed the ignite, but...
You cleanse the ignite, you flash away, right? Yeah, there's nothing much you can do there. So, I feel like in this instance, barrier might have been slightly better, but we're talking about the value of cleanse to deny the catch potential from Sejuani and Lux.
Yeah, we'll see if she doesn't need Captain Jack cleanses. If not, then it might just be a waste.
I can 100% bet you that this Lux probably has at most one Dark Harvest stack right now. At most. Unfortunately, we can't really tell because like the sponsor stuff is being blocked, but I'm confident, man. At most 100. At most only one stack.
Fair enough, yeah. You see a reset. I mean, Bilge Watercolors being purchased by Misfortune.
Well, you play MF if you're not going lethality. It feels bad.
If I'm not wrong, this is a thing where you go blade and then you go lethality.
That's the sort of middle ground build, right? Where you say, okay, I need to damage tanks and I don't want my late game to dip off too badly. So you go Blade of the Ring King. But I feel like this is just a mistake coming in. Hold on.
Ali getting caught out. Little Infernal Chains do not miss. They do miss. But what does not miss is the first knockup, the second knockup, and now Aatrox's ultimate well-ender has been popped. But Vel'Koz is vulnerable all alone in the back. Hexa ultimate will seal the deal. Ali making it barely out by the skin of her teeth. Now a massive cannon ultimate onto 3 people. Look at that. Sona's going to be the first to fall. Flashes in for the ignite from the Lux. But Aatrox is the one who falls instead. Sona, I believe, probably used the heal to keep herself alive. Yeah, there we go. Whew. Box Lady's replying.
What a trade, and in that instance, you could see the value of the MR and armor on this Sejuani, right? The fact that it takes so long for it to go away. She can soak so much damage and just flash out and trade the aggro of the rest of her team. Makes it such that Box Ladies are now 200 gold ahead in the lead and looking to get a couple of turret plates in the mid lane as well.
That's right. I mean, that's why you take Aftershock Lux.
Yeah, Aftershock Lux is not bad, but I think she managed to find some Dark Harvest procs there finally.
Probably, Kha'Zix rather low on the jungle. And off screen, we see the AD carries trading kills with each other, I believe.
Yeah,
it was a
1-for-1.
tower dive, yeah. Vel'Koz has the level 6. Oh, just now Vel'Koz did not have the level 6 during that fight also, and that did contribute quite a lot.
Guess why? Because she got solo killed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right, now has to be careful with the spacing though. If you're the Camille, you can still play aggressive. Press the attack, ignite Camille is actually super fearsome if you are behind, if you are ahead.
So just standing there laughing, in fact, I believe. Or was that auto attack cancel? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was an auto attack cancel.
Nope, it's
Oh, you know, it's a taunt, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be it, man.
So you see some...
We actually, I'll tell you something. We actually got some, I want to say complaints, but like official statements to say that the mid laner from Box Gaming has to stop flashing her mastery. Like she was spamming mastery yesterday, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, mastery emotes yesterday.
Okay.
Like no, she was spamming mastery and spamming emotes yesterday, and like we got some word like, oh, please tell the player to stop using those. But right now she's just spamming dance and taunt, which is technically not illegal.
I mean, they're placed in the game for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know. I mean,
it's a advanced sort of mind game, maybe. We'll just put it that. We'll just call it that.
Trying to tilt your opponent in a BO3 is a pretty sound strategy.
Top. Taking stock of the situation, mid lane, despite getting 2 kills, slightly behind in CS, unfortunately for the Camille. But overall, the junglers have been matching each other's clears pretty well.
Yep.
The impact of the Sejuani has been felt slightly more in the past couple of minutes.
Finding, but Misfortune just walking up and Box ladies instantly have to respect that.
And you're wondering why,
as well.
You might be wondering why they didn't go in. The reason for that is pretty simple. Even if you land a binding and you walk up, crescendo into bullet time and you probably instantly die. So you can't punish these picks that you make with the binding.
You can instantly get shredded by that. Ooh, binding again, but
bad
here's
idea. There you go.
Oh no, she's
exactly what I'm talking about, right? The moment you walk up trying to punish that bind.
Whoa, still going in. Yeah, just for a little bit of extra damage onto Tristana. It's gonna walk away with a bomb in his head, but
not even surprised at that play. Like you could see in her eyes, she was considering like, well, I landed the binding. I kind of want to proc my passive.
Exactly.
But the moment she was in range, it's crescendo bullet time GG.
No doubt harvest stacks from that either. So.
Talk about a lousy rune. Ugh.
Kha'Zix is gonna start up the Ocean Dragon. Should be able to take that one away without much trouble. I don't think there's any. Ooh, there is the ward, but. Oh.
Teleport play might be coming in.
Teleport play. Oh, Sejuani is stealing away that dragon, and here comes the cannon in, slicing Maelstrom, stuns up that Kha'Zix, dropping lower and lower, but the laser is shredding through their health. But Cannon walks away with his life, just barely. Double kill for the Sejuani now.
Oh, Glacial Prison as well.
Yep, that's right. Sad girl 1, you're now really a sad girl because you're down. Triple kill for the Sejuani. 3-0-2, and whoa, what a hook shot. Flashes in for the Hex Tech ultimatum. One more hit will do the trick. One more hit will do the trick, and there we go.
One more BM will do the trick as well.
That's
And dancing in front of the victim before she dies. 8 and 5 the kill score. We are past the kill a minute, and the goal lead has, although despite a very adventurous fight, only opened up to about 700 gold.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Box Ladies did pick up the dragon as well, and they're gonna probably pick up another plate or two here.
Yeah, I think this is where like the goal starts to balloon a bit more when you get the plates yourself.
That's right. And we look at the gold. It might be a little confusing for viewers, but the Camille is 1,200 gold ahead of the Vel'Koz at the moment.
Now, all credit to the top laner of Box Gaming's Rin came in with a massive teleport, and that was coordinated so well with the Sejuani. You could see the timing on both sides. They knew that there was a particular window that they wanted to go in on, and stealing the dragon, coordinating the teleport into a flash slicing Maelstrom, and then following up with the rest of the team is honestly the icing on the cake for that fight.
Yeah, I mean, the slicing Maelstroms also have been so on point so far. Both, I believe, have hit multiple members of Ravenclaw, really showing up to this. On the other hand, Ravenclaw's top laner, not exactly doing too well. Oh, look at that bullet time. Yep, just destroyed. Dark Harvest stacks? None.
That's the threat of the MF Sona. Like, sure, the moment you catch a single member, it has to be a squishy though. It has to be someone that you can pick off. Still, big ticket ultimates used to get some plates on the bottom side.
Yep. Walk up for a bit more poke. The plate actually wasn't
not really going down.
Yeah, they got one more minute to solve that problem.
14 minutes is the magic number, after which the plates will fall, but overall, taking stock of the situation, 2 plates taken by the Camille in mid, 1 taken by the Cannon in top side, none taken by the Tristana Lux in bot.
Yep. And Rift Herald being taken by Cannon as well.
Nice. So they should be able to use this to open up mid tier 1, because if I'm not wrong, a charge from... Oh, hold on here.
Oh no, we walked straight up. The shield was actually jumped away from on that one, and another kill going over to Sad Girl, a reply from Ravenclaw.
Yeah, swapping over to the bot side does have its benefits. Ravenclaw's AD carry, formerly the mid laner in the previous game, they're a bit flexible with their roles. Starting to pop off a bit looking at the gold count. She is at 6,000 and her counterpart is only at 4,000.
2,000 gold ahead, that's the biggest deficit on the side of Box Ladies. Other lanes, top lane looks fairly even. Jungle on the other hand, oh wait no, that's because they're not alive, but as I talk about that, there's a fight going on and Aatrox is dropping so low, but look at Box Gaming getting lasered up, just vaporized, shut down gold going over to Kha'Zix. That's the first one. Run has showed up, but it's too late already. Slicing Maelstrom available, but nothing can be done.
I don't know if you saw that, but the Infernal Chains pulled the Camille back in after she used that hook shot, so that was what allowed them to guarantee the kill. A bit of a misplay, not knowing there were people inside and without any vision, shouldn't be journeying into the jungle like that.
That's right. Now Box Ace and Ravenclaw, 8-8 on the score, but the goal lead tells a different story. You're still on the goal and you can see the gaps.
As this game advances forward, you have to be careful of
a lot
of damage.
Ren popping the Slicing Maelstrom, but it looks like it's not going to be enough to save her because here is Kha'Zix, and Kha'Zix does a lot of damage to people who are alone.
Instant flash into the isolated, taste their fear.
Exactly. With that evolved Q as well, gonna do a lot of damage.
So although the composition of Ravenclaw doesn't really have a true tank, approaching the mid game with a goal lead is a good way for them to surmount that difficulty, because they then become the ones that start and set the tempo of the game. And if you're in position first, it's much easier for you to pick the fights that you want. And Wombo combo teams generally like to pick fights that they want.
Yeah, that's right. Picking fights that they want. It's definitely going to be on the list of things that Ravenclaw wants to do. Box Ladies have fallen victim to a couple of those so far. Especially the Lux in the bot lane, where the biggest deficit is both bot laners have about, I believe, yeah, they've got a sizable goal lead over their counterparts. On the top side, it's fairly even, and in mid, Camille does have about 1,000 more than Vel'Koz.
I'm a bit disappointed that they haven't been using the Camille Hextech Equilibrium to force fights around the bot and mid side. The ultimate is so good at resetting aggro, so you can actually dive turrets pretty handily. Combined with the Sejuani, you get access to pretty extremely reliable crowd control as well. So a bit left lacking in terms of execution right now for Box Ladies.
Yep. Box Ladies.
Glacial Prison will catch the AD carry.
Right. Going up, stopwatch, but Sad Girl, that doesn't really matter because it looks like he's gonna go down. Actually, might find a return kill, but in the top side there's action as well. Aatrox popping that World Ender, trying to find a return kill. No, but here Vel'Koz has shown up. Ali is tanky, but is she tanky enough to live? Yes, just barely. Tristana and Sejuani just barely making it out. I mean, a good roam by Vel'Koz.
1-for-2 trade in favor of Box Ladies, but the Ravenclaw side is looking to tunnel down the bot tier 1. This is a race for who's going to get the first
tower,
turret.
Yeah, I can't exactly see the health bar, but bot side's tower is going to fall first. So Ravenclaw get the first turret gold, but there is a Rift Herald in the top lane, and that has to be answered.
So the second charge is going to come through. I think it's the Misfortune that's going to be repelling the push. Meanwhile, the dragon being taken away by Ravenclaw in the bottom half.
Yep, and remember that Ali stole away that dragon, the first one, so we're going to see if she's going to be able to do it again. 1.4k health, and here she comes again, and again stolen away! Wow, you need to practice your smite, Kha'Zix. Is she going to be able to make it out as well? I don't know if Arctic Assault is up, and yeah, it looks like she made it over the wall.
The support from the Lux was enough, and there's a 2-for-0 steal.
Yeah, I mean,
getting out jungled quite heavily here. The Kha'Zix.
Ravenclaw's been giving dragon leashes to Box Ladies twice now. This worries me for the later game because honestly, any like objectives now, Baron or Elder Dragon, it's pretty scary when your jungler has missed 2 smites in a row.
Let's take a look at the items coming in. Looking at the Warmogs on Sejuani.
Oh yeah.
Very early pickup does mean that she's going to be super tanky, like a pseudo walking fountain.
It's actually going to be super thick. Doesn't have the 3000 health yet to proc the Warmog's heart, but still 1000 health, I believe, that you get from the Warmogs is a lot. Oh dear. Box Gaming's Camille has jumped onto Sona, who's left alone. Hex stack ultimatum. Is she going to get the Dark Harvest stack? Doesn't even get the Dark Harvest stack on that one. But still, Solo
gets the assist.
Assist, yeah.
Now they need to move into the mid lane to claim this because they have the man advantage and it's getting a bit dicey for them as the game goes on. They need to close the goal gap. It's 1000 now, which is not too bad.
Yep.
But as the game goes on, the one at the front line is definitely going to succeed more. I think Box Ladies having the ability to close the goal gap will mean that they team fight much better. It doesn't matter if Ravenclaw picks their fights if you are equal in gold, right? Because then you have sufficient tools to sort of tank up the damage and reset around in these fights.
That's true, but I mean, if you look at the people who are ahead in gold, I believe with Ravenclaw, that's Misfortune and the Sona, the two people who need to set up this combo. So Misfortune still can put down a lot of damage, even though the gold gap is reduced. Oh, and Sona's been caught out once again. Look at that, so much damage just vaporized. But here comes the wombo combo, or maybe not, because Sad Girl used it while she was in the Slicing Maelstrom, gets interrupted by a 1-for-1 exchange.
Overall, still a decent trade despite Box Ladies being the ones to start that fight, and I'd gladly trade my support for a top laner any day. Slows the tempo down quite heavily and puts a timer on the Slicing Maelstrom for now.
That's right. Ooh, binding, landing for a little bit of damage onto Vel'Koz. Stay back away and
look at the bot lane. Tristana is just pushing away with the bombs and she should be able to get the bot tier 1. So Box Ladies equalize the turret count, and as they push into mid tier 1 as well, they might find themselves a hit 3-2.
That's right. Oh
what
no, Misfortune, what are you doing over there? Just gets instantly all in. Might just find a return kill, honestly.
You're using the hook shot to get out, and this is what I was talking about, right? You can very simply turret dive by using the Hextech Ultimatum because it resets the aggro. The moment you cast it, you are invulnerable and the tower will switch away, finding another target, and that allows them to get a very quick and simple dive down.
Right, using that hook shot just to fly away, get yourself out of sticky situations. So useful on Camille and diving in general. We're gonna go back up to the top lane and absorb that farm that Aatrox has been pushing in so far.
21 minutes, 24 kills. Nothing too different here as the gold is about even. It's about 200 difference between both teams. Honestly, it's been so back and forth, and this is what we're saying with the Ravenclaw games, right? It's always so measured and tempered because they're not the team that looks to snowball, they're the team that looks to team fight.
Exactly, I mean, look at this really... it's a trend, as you mentioned, like the goal lead, 100. It's really nearly dead even on this. And there we go, it's dead even right now.
So Ravenclaw as a team, like I said, their identity is more team fighting, but Box Ladies, they are mechanically skilled. Let's just put it that way, they are gifted mechanically.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Camille's hanging around in the Ravenclaw side of the jungle. I'm not exactly sure what she's gonna do there. Oh, she's gonna go for the Aatrox. You see the on my way ping.
Yeah, they want to capitalize onto this overextending Aatrox. There's a Camille, like you mentioned, sitting in a river, which is all alone right now.
Yeah, but not for long because Cannon's gonna be coming up real soon. No, Aatrox, don't walk back. Oh.
The moment they see the Aatrox, they're going in. I can guarantee
definitely.
you.
Oh boy, there we go. And walks straight in, gets hookshotted up. Is he gonna be able to dash through the wall?
Nope. Hextech Ultimatum keeps him there.
Uses the wall ender, doesn't even matter. Goes down to Camille.
What a feel bad moment. Like you walk into the jungle, you find a Camille, and the rest of the team is just around to pick you off. And now, with the dragon spawning, this is a small window for them to claim it for themselves. Of course, you definitely do want mid tier 1 first before anything. The wave clear has been pretty decent coming in from the Vel'Koz, so it's been tricky sieging down mid tier 1.
That's right, Vel'Koz 1, 3, and 3, but he completely lose Echo and the Oblivion Orb. So really just clearing out the waves with the Misfortune. Tristana is kind of alone in this right now because the rest of the team is taking Dragon. That will be the third Dragon for Box Ladies.
This one didn't have to be stolen. All they had to do was take it for themselves.
That's right, thanks to their pick onto the Aatrox, and it is another Cloud Dragon.
So they're moving to the jungle quite aggressively. Multiple ultimates are up available. More importantly, it's the Slicing Maelstrom and the Glacial Prison that you want to fight with.
Yeah, and fight with those in the jungle. And it's been pretty good.
Which they have to back off.
Yep, just gonna take a bunch of damage. Nothing too painful. Ellie has 3,000 health and has Arctic assaulted straight into Sona, who's just gonna probably fall, flashed away. Manages to keep herself alive, healing up at the back.
A big ultimate being used
Yeah.
to catch a Sona and burn her flash. Not necessarily the best idea because you think that they know walking into mid tier 1 is going to be a siege situation. You need all your available spells and ultimates to kind of fight this one.
Yeah, Sona didn't crescendo anything, so she still has it. Bullet time is available as well as the super mega disintegration death ray of
Life form disintegration,
of zappiness and frying your opponents.
I don't know if it's gonna fry through the Sejuani, but the Lux and Tristana definitely.
Yeah, honestly, I think it should shred the Sejuani because I mean it does max health true damage. So
right, okay.
It's just going to really shred if the Sejuani stays in it long enough.
You know what sucks though if you get caught by a stun from Mushrooms? Yeah, that's like the worst feeling in the world when you have perfect positioning and you're out as Vel'Koz and like boom, random stun.
Yeah, and that happened earlier just to Sad Girl. She channeled her bullet time while she was still standing in the slicing maelstrom.
Yeah.
So
immediate cancel.
Yeah, exactly. Just like shot like 2 or 3 rounds, I think, and that was it. Let's take stock of the
25 minutes in, we've got 25 kills. So once again, Vietnamese style, 1 kill a minute.
That's right.
Nothing all too shocking.
Yep, goal lead now 500 in the favor of Box Ladies. Sad Girl has completed the Yomus, and that's a bunch of the lethality there. Opted for the Mercury Treads as well.
I think she needs, at this point, either a Last Whisper or you just all in into physical damage, right? You kind of... she's kind of in a weird position because she did go back to get a BF Sword, and the next item might just be something like a Bloodthirster for her. Like, you just want raw AD. Hold on.
Honestly, yeah. Look at that damage from the Camille. Crescendo being used onto Kha'Zix. Will follow through with the Hextech Ultimatum, and there we go. Bullet time. Full channel. 1-for-1 exchange.
Still, they get the shutdown on the Kha'Zix as well. So it's a regular trade across for both sides. Finally, they do knock down mid tier 1, and that is actually a net benefit for Box Ladies.
Yep. And speaking of the Misfortunes item, I actually think it's Guardian Angel. Okay. She has the stopwatch, she has the BF Sword, and the cloth armor as well.
This is honestly the weirdest itemization I've ever seen from a Misfortune. Not to say I've seen a lot of Misfortune in pro play, but like, third item Guardian Angel is kind of odd for me.
That's right.
Normally you'd see them rush straight up lethality and try to capitalize on their early game power.
Yeah, go for the triple lethality, but quickly here, Guardian Angel, yep, there we go.
Alright.
Looking to really stay alive in these fights.
Meanwhile, the Cannon has gone for this unique hybrid build, more of what we've seen recently from Cannon players. Go for the Hextech Gunblade into the Zonia's Hourglass. Enough AP such that your Slicing Maelstrom hurts, but enough AD that you can actually trade with your range advantage.
Exactly. The Kleptomancy gonna proc that a whole bunch. It's already done so. 5-0 and 4 on Sejuani, really doing work.
Like Binding Sailing Pass, not really finding anything there.
Yep. Knight's Vow on Sejuani also, so
now she is
protect.
Now she is the one with that.
Oh yeah, there we go. And also the Knight's Vow, I don't know if it's been placed on anybody. I don't think so actually.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's been activated just yet.
Will be placed on the Tristana soon.
Ideally, you do want to put it on the Tristana, who is relatively squishy still. She has hit that point of level 14 where her range is getting quite annoying to deal with.
Yep. That's right. And Baron now being the objective.
This is desperation, sitting in the Phonetic Death Brush looking for a pick.
It's not really a Death Brush considering there are only 2 people sitting there. And it's a support and the tank.
Yeah. There was a Camille inside as well, so before there could have been a Death Brush, now it's just a brush. Now it's a regular brush.
That's right. Vision control being taken by Ravenclaw around their jungle top side. Camille and Lux and Sejuani are pretty overextended. Sad Girl is the one walking in front though, and I don't know if this is a really good idea. Just hook shot out, and there we go, going in onto the Sona. So much damage, but staying alive. Crescendo, a lot of damage. Vern comes in with the Slicing Maelstrom though, and it's a 1-for-1 I believe.
Oh, the Kha'Zix,
Kha'Zix solo killed out, but now he gets taken down. World Ender coming in, massive knockup onto the Camille. Zonia's in the middle of the team. Hextech Ultimatum in and goes down.
A bit of a questionable play, knowing that there's no Tristana around. They chose to re-engage and handshake that fight once more.
Ooh, yeah.
After you lose a single member, maybe the best decision should be just to back off, but instead
the Tristana though.
buy some time to get mid-inhibitor turret.
Getting that mid-inhibitor turret, opening up the map even more. The inhibitor is now exposed on the side of Ravenclaw.
They will be going for the 4th dragon here. It's an air drake once more.
Yeah, that's right. Gonna be really, really fast after this.
Baron is going to be the next objective after they take this one down.
Yeah, but actually might not be as easy because Ravenclaw is moving down. Bong getting ready to jump over the wall in case anything happens. Ren might be a little caught out. Arctic Assault, ooh, gets it once again, but now it's gonna have to wait. Flashes over to get safety.
So the Sejuani secures it for herself and flashes out to safety, like you mentioned. 4 dragons in the pocket of Box Ladies. More importantly though, without the flash, it makes it a bit trickier if the Sejuani wants to force an engage from the distance.
That's right.
So Ravenclaw have a bit more breathing room to play with if you want to think of it that way.
For a while more, and now Baron's the only objective once again on the map.
I wonder if they're going to do that same thing where they send this Tristana to like split push and they play around the Baron pit.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out, so it might work out again, but then again, Ravenclaw will probably be better prepared for it this time.
Yeah, I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right?
Exactly, and we look at the goal leads. Miss Fortune's still ahead of Tristana by about 2,000. But overall, though, Box Ladies have increased their lead. Sizable now. I say sizable, but then again, it's only like 2,000. But it's
The
been
largest it's been
the
for a while.
honestly. It's been so back and forth up till now.
I want to point out something. When you say 2k goal lead for the Misfortune over Tristana, that 2k is actually negligible because of how these champions work. Tristana being a bit more of a hyper carry,
Yeah,
can afford to be 1,000, 2,000 goal behind and still deliver high impact. Misfortune, despite being even 6k ahead, if her bullet time gets interrupted, she's actually of minimal value after that.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful about how they position these fights and whether they can extract maximum damage from the AD carry.
That's right. 3 items already on this Tristana. Looking pretty scary, and oh boy, what's going on there? Bullet time being channeled. Slicing Maelstrom and Crescendo were used as well. But binding QSS away from him. Sad Girl, why are you in the front line? Oh my, what's going on? Ellie, meanwhile, picking up a kill in the back line. 2 now over on the side of Box Gaming. But Kha'Zix's jumping around, getting the resets. Is he going to be able to get one more? Will the red buff be able to burn down Tristana? No. But now Aatrox is the only one that's left. And no revive means that it's going to go down.
An ace picked up by Box Ladies and they're moving over to the Baron buff here, I believe.
Yep, that's right.
Actually, what you could do is just send the Camille to push the mid lane and 2-man the Baron, because with the Ocean Drake and a Tristana Warmog Sejuani, they're going to be full health tanking this one up.
Yep, and that's exactly what Box Ladies are going to do. I think they're listening to this cast right now because Camille is starting to push in on the mid lane. Look at that damage onto the inhibitor. He's definitely going to be able to pick this one up. And Sona, I honestly don't know what he can do here.
Yeah.
Why are you like walking so
She's
far
just
forward?
trying to clear the wave, I think.
Yeah.
Entice the Camille into jumping into her so the rest of the team might be able to counterattack.
Yep.
The respawn timers are still pretty low at this stage of the game. Almost everyone is up from Ravenclaw side right now.
That's right, and there we go, Baron secured.
It's funny because we were just joking about, or not joking, hinting about how gold doesn't reflect properly between the AD carries. In that fight, bullet time completely whiffed.
Yep.
Guardian Angel wasted. Misfortune went down
Exactly.
early.
A lot of resources really were wasted, and that's really by positioning of Sad Girl because she just stood so far forward in that.
She got greedy, man.
Yeah,
She got
exactly.
greedy.
And then walk forward, use the QSS on like a stun, which is fine. But like so many resources were wasted to get absolutely nothing. To get your team killed actually.
We're 32 minutes in. The kill score is a combined 38. So once more, extremely bloodthirsty game. The goal lead opening up to 6k is the largest it has been this game.
That's right.
And with the Baron buff, I think Box Ladies look like they're in a promising position to push in the game.
Yep. Box Ladies really starting to cement their lead in. Ravenclaw. Honestly, the Aatrox has been pretty low impact this entire game.
I was just remarking about this to Grandin, who was in the office with us. I said 9.14 Aatrox is not my cup of tea because the way they rebalance the champion now, he's sort of like a sustained DPS champion. And to be honest, there's so many better other sustained DPS champions compared to Aatrox.
That's true, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Aatrox kind of lost his touch after he lost the revive. Really, that was so
and he's
sad.
so easily counterpicked as well. Like Kled deals with Aatrox so well now in 9.14. It's unreal. split push coming in from the side of Box Ladies. 1-4 is the order of business. Camille on the top side takes the inner turret. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, the push coming in.
Look at that. The Aatrox just dropping solo. Glacial Prison barely missing out. Aatrox walking away with so little health. Crescendo actually landing it with decent bullet time and the super. I keep saying super. The life form disintegration rate, but it doesn't actually get anything. And now Camille with the Guardian Angel and so much damage is just gonna jump straight onto Kha'Zix. Forced to flash away, but that means that the rest of the team, the rest of Box Ladies, can get that bond lane. Cannon teleporting back with a full bar of health 100% once again.
100% correct. They play this out perfectly. You pull the aggression on the top side, flash force them to kind of commit onto you, and then you take the fight on the bottom side after.
Exactly, and look at that. Aatrox is gonna go down. Turns golden, doesn't even matter. Sona falls as well. 2 kills so far. 1 more will be coming when Sad Girl ticks down the ignite, and there we go. Kha'Zix jumping around in the back like a little grasshopper. It doesn't even matter. And whoa, Camille's just gonna dive straight into the fountain. And Box Ladies are gonna secure the first win of this series.
It's a very impressive ending series of events from Box Ladies. I was about to comment about how this is so uncharacteristically slow of them. Box Ladies as a team, if you watch the whole tournament, snowballs very quickly and then closes the game out almost instantly, right? When they were playing from behind or equal goal, it seemed like they were unsure how to figure out the mid game. But when they did find that small window, that small opening of being ahead, they're like, oh, we're back to square one. I know how to play this out. And they close the game out almost instantly.
Yeah, they know how to capitalize, but they don't exactly know how to get to that point where they can capitalize.
Yeah, it's a learning process, and that's the thing about FSL. Like last FSL Elite teams, there were some teams that came in on a certain skill level, and throughout the course of the tournament just improved so much, right? I think Box Ladies are at that point where they can come in FSL Elite and make a very dominating stand.
Yeah, man, that was the first game between Box Elite and Ravenclaw. It is a best of 3 series, so we're at match point now. If Box Ladies can pick up 1 more game, then they do move on. Yeah,
it's
going to be move on. They win.
They win. They will be the representatives for Vietnam and FSL Elite. But for now, guys, we will be going for a short break. When we come back, we will have the second game of the series up for you. For now, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the second match of this best of 3 series in the FSL finals. So once again, I'm your caster, Hungry Cast, and alongside me is Gerard, the escape artist, Peters. We are straight into picks and bans, and right now we see Poppy, Sejuani, Jarvan locked away by Ravenclaw, and on the opposite side, the Ram, Syndra, and Kai'Sa will be banned out by Box Ladies.
Yeah, and in addition to that, I mean, Ravenclaw picked up the Camille, and Box Ladies replied with Darius and Nami.
Darius, Nami is showing their hand very early on. How brave of them to expect that Camille is going to go top lane. I mean, we've seen the mid lane Camille.
Oh boy, is it some sort of misfortune shenanigans again?
No, I was saying how there's possibly a cheesy attempt.
There you go.
I didn't think it worked out at all. Like, it's so easy to punish. But against Anami, and this is, also partly Box Ladies' fault, they showed Anami way too early, and actually Sona MF can have a decent matchup if the AD carry is not the correct option here for Box Ladies.
I mean, Box Ladies have picked up the Elise as well. Move on to the second phase of banning. I mean, just now we saw Vel'Koz mid. Are we going to see that again? What do you think?
I think Vel'Koz might actually be pretty good with their current composition, but you have to remember that his ult is very easily disrupted against Nami, who can throw a tidal wave from quite a range away, right? So you want to be careful who you're picking into right now, because if you all in your draft onto these channeling big ticket ultimates, the Nami pick just becomes that much more powerful.
That's right. Jinx being banned out on the side of Ravenclaw, as well as Corki for the side of Box Ladies, looking to make their last bans.
I actually think you can do something like a Varus or Caitlyn here, something with a longer range to bully out this Sona MF lane. The previous game we saw, they went for a bit more of a conservative play style and actually got punished quite a bit. They did the Lux, which honestly got first blood because they misplayed, right? But when you look at trying to match this Sona MF, using range might be a better option, and using the sustain from Nami actually helps them match this 2v2.
Ravenclaw choosing to ban the Aatrox, interestingly enough. Interesting, I mean, honestly, where else can Aatrox go? Mid? Like,
the Aatrox, I think they're kind of afraid that it goes mid, and Aatrox mid is actually quite an option as well. Xayah locked in. Not a fan of this pick.
Not a fan. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the range, and Xayah doesn't exactly have a whole bunch of that.
In response though, Bong, the captain of the team, does play a good amount of Xayah, and she's very proficient on the champion. So it does seem to be a bit more of a comfort pick as opposed to a draft pick. Lee Sin and Lux here. So it's going to be a mid lane Lux and a Lee Sin in the jungle. And I think picking Lee Sin into Elise is a horrible mistake. Like, you don't get anything done against Elise because if you play Lee Sin, a lot of your damage comes from throwing the first Q, chipping them down, and then landing more damage with the Q, either through Electrocute or Conqueror. Elise doesn't care. She stuns you and chunks you and then walks away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whoa, what an interesting... Is that...
Mid lane Cho'Gath. Okay.
Cho'Gath mid?
Pretty decent if you itemize correctly against the Lux because there's almost no possible way that she can kill you.
That's true.
When you get enough stacks of feast. That being said, your silence is actually super powerful against MF or Lux because buying time for them to, or rather silencing them buys so much time for your team to collapse onto the backline.
Yeah, that's right. And Cho'Gath, not something you see every day, but in this case, yeah, it might just work out.
We've seen Cho'Gath once yesterday as well, so the functionality of the champion is still just a giant frontline silence bot.
Okay, so they don't build AP, they just build tank?
It's sort of like in between, right? So you get a bit of AP, you get a bit of tank. So against this composition, you could go Rod of Ages, you could go for Abyssal Mass. Abyssal Mass is a bit greedy though, because it's a single AP composition.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the right choice here might just be going for Rod of Ages into Righteous Glory to help your team engage.
And we basically are looking at pretty strong team composition from both sides. Darius also another very strong frontliner for Box Ladies.
If you look at the win conditions for Ravenclaw this time, it's almost similar to the previous game, right? You have MF Sona, which is a one-more combo. Yep. But this time, instead of Vel'Koz, they take Lux, which is a bit more instantaneous. Less damage, but more instantaneous and can't be sort of cancelled out or blocked out, right? And the Lee Sin Camille is more of a 2v2 topside, but in this case I have to give the 2v2 to Darius at least. So the team on Ravenclaw side is just focused on fighting in these chokes and trying to get the team fights down.
Yeah, I believe you earlier mentioned that mid Lux is now better because of the patch from because the patch. What exactly happened?
So they shifted and rebalanced the values on the shield, her W, now the prismatic barrier. It's not as offloaded on the second W as it was before, and in addition the raw numbers did change a bit, so overall you will get a better shield if you are on your own, but if you're with your team you kind of have to hit the first and second shield to get the most value, right? Last time all you had to do was hit the second returning shield and you get everything. So in this case I think mid Lux against the Cho'Gath though, she can't really do much. It's kind of like a moot matchup because you're gonna be shoved in quite heavily. The Cho'Gath with his E is going to be consistently pushing the wave in. So you can't really roam and you can't really kill. And because you lose mid priority, the Elise will be able to go into the enemy jungle and just take whatever she wants.
We saw the previous round that Elion Sejuani had a very, very strong showing, so definitely a player to look out for on this Elise now.
Ellie's style of jungler, if you have watched some of her past games, is a very aggressive one. She goes in on champions like Jarvan, Sejuani and Gragas and tries to make things happen. She's not fond of staying alone in the jungle and counter ganking. She's always the one to gank, right? So on Elise, it's a perfect fit for her playstyle. And with laners like Darius and Cho'Gath, you can actually capitalize on this aggression pretty well. You know, your Cocoon serves as either initial CC or follow-up CC. And being able to sort of pile that on and gap close on top of each other because of the repel makes it that much easier to secure kills in mid and top.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a very good amount of CC on Box Ladies. Cho'Gath is a CC monster with that knock up in the silence.
If you hit a knock up into a Cocoon and the silence is like instantly done,
yeah,
right?
pretty much gone.
So, but you would combo. So the normal combo would be silence first to prevent flash, and then you will try and land a knock up, and if that connects well, Cocoon into punish from there means you snowball mid lane.
That's right. So mid lane definitely very snowballable on the side of Box Ladies. How about their bot lane? We haven't really talked much about the Xayah and Nami other than the fact that they lack the range.
So interestingly enough, the reason I was advocating for a Caitlyn Varus, like you said, because of the range, is because when you're dealing with MF Sona, you don't want to be in range of her spells for her to cycle through. So if you're playing against MF Sona, your trade pattern is very simple. They walk up, auto attack you, put the shield down, power chord you with the damage one, and that's their cycle of trades, right?
Yep.
When you're playing Caitlyn Varus, you actually have enough range to stay away, to space away from the Sona, to actually just pressure out the MF, and then you trade your heals with the Nami. So when they walk up to do their trade combo, you have enough range to only take damage from one person, use Ebb and Flow, Tightcaller's Blessing to return the damage, and if you land CC with a bubble, that's a kill. If you don't, fine, you trade even, you still scale.
But right now on Zaya and with the Nami, what exactly can they do?
So you might run into a situation now with Zaya and Army where you walk in, and because you are in range of both Sona and Misfortune, the power chord is gonna hurt a lot more. You might even see a level 2 all in first blood onto the Zaya, and because she has to sort of walk up to clear the wave, she doesn't have the innate wave clear like Varus or Caitlyn at level 1.
Yep.
They can't get the push pressure that early on, so they will almost always be playing at a deficit in the bot lane if you are the Zion army. Yeah, the reason why Caitlyn Varus is better as well is because Piercing Arrow and Pearl over Peacemaker allows you to clear the wave without putting yourself in danger.
Yeah. Without getting yourself too close.
Mm-hmm.
And then the previous round we saw just how strong that all in level 2 could
Right.
be. We just, like we blinked and then Lux just went down for first blood.
And it gets worse because if the opponents have a lead and they're pushing up, you can't walk up the CS.
That's true.
If you get caught by Crescendo when you walk up the CS, you die. Caitlyn Varus still can sort of CS from range, like I was saying, with their unique Q skills that allows you to clear the wave and measure it a bit better. Zaya is an auto attack champion. Like, you walk up, even if you do have W, even if you do have Q, you still will get punished.
That's true.
Last match point here for the ladies on the Ravenclaw side. They will have to make this one count because they've really battled their way up from the lower bracket. They had quite a tough day yesterday, dropping to the losers bracket and then finding their way back up into the finals that we see before you today. We'll be jumping into the game.
Yep, and we are in Summoner's Rift. That's right. Did everyone buy the items this time?
It looks like a resounding yes. Like, they probably reminded each other, right? Let's not make that mistake again.
Exactly. He's still making the recall back to go over to the bot side, I believe. It looks like Lee Sin and both Lee Sin and Elise will be starting at their bot side, probably.
This is good for the Elise player because as she passed to the top side, if she makes something happen on the Camille who definitely wants to try and all-in Darius, you can actually try and make a gank happen early on, or at least cover the lane, right? The only way Camille wins this lane is if she gets an early lead by punishing the Darius. So the mechanics of the lane is such that if he throws his Q, you either have to hookshot out or hookshot in. You want to avoid that sweet spot range.
Yep.
But if you do that, that's your escape tool down and you become a bit weak to a gank. The moment you use hookshot, you kind of signal to the enemy, or you should gank me now. But if you don't use hookshot, you kind of lose the matchup trade. So it's a lose-lose situation regardless.
So Darius basically just wins. Coming either way.
Depending on the skill, but yeah, it's a Darius-sided matchup for sure.
Mid lane, Cho'Gath already starting to shove, and you see the respect from Camille. Just doesn't even want to get anywhere close. Oh no!
Yep,
that's not something you want to do.
That is what I mean by having too little range, right? So you walk up, you immediately get chunked out by Sona and Misfortune because you can't do anything. And normally in the instance of Varus or Caitlyn, when you have the range, you can stand from far away and just cue the wave and just collect the experience. But right now you're getting zoned out because you don't have the tools to clear the wave safely, nor the range to do so.
Exactly, and look at that, level 2, walking straight in. Nami appears to be the target.
Power chord,
Look at that damage. Ooh, rupture landing as well.
Not even kidding, this lane is gonna suck for box ladies in the bot lane.
Exactly, looking at just how badly it's going already. It's just gonna get worse when they hit like level 3 and get all their spells. Power chord can charge so fast.
And pay attention because jungle pathing meant that Elise started on bot side will hit to the top side, right? She can't come down to the bot lane until 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes, best case scenario. So they're stuck alone here for the next 3 minutes, just taking punishment from the Sona MF.
That's right, look at the Sona and the Misfortune in their lane. They keep tanking the second double up after the minion dies, which is just so strong, but up in the top lane, hookshot does land onto Darius. Already so much damage, press the attack, flashes away and the Sonic Wave Resonating Strike does not connect. Who will die first? Actually, Darius picks up the kill and the Triumph will keep him alive now. Elise coming down with the Repel, uses the Q to get more damage on Lee Sin, who manages to jump away on a ward. Does connect a Sonic Wave, but will definitely not want to go back in for the Resonating Strike. First blood over for Boxley.
You look at that trade, think of how that happened. When Camille walked in, she got hit by the sweet spot on Darius, and that allowed him to heal up, proc the bleed stacks onto the Camille and buy space for himself before the Elise came in. And this is what I'm talking about, right? If you hookshot, you have to avoid the sweet spot on the Darius Q.
Well, Camille didn't, so paid for it with her life. Now, a definite advantage as she gets hooked in.
Can't trade this.
Yeah, actually might go down on this one. Yeah, that was a mistake on that.
The big wave coming in, there was no reason for him to trade for that. He should have just safely backed off and walked back into the lane. This is one of those instances where you think you got the outplay done. Yeah. And you're like, oh, I'm the best player in top.
Get a little too greedy.
Yeah, too greedy, too overzealous, and you overstay.
Yep, Darius is going to teleport straight back onto the top lane though, and Ali is here once again. Looking to make something happen. It will be a dive now. Oh, even Cho'Gath is coming up.
The thing about Elise is that you can actually execute dives with near perfect precision if you time it properly. Because of the repel, it does reset aggro quite well.
There we go. The dive has started. Hook shot actually straight in. A bunch of damage landing onto Ali, but it doesn't even matter because it just goes down the Camille.
Great sequence of events. The Elise is the one that opens up the damage, draws the aggro from the turret, and then repels up to swap it over to the Cho'Gath, who gets the kill credit. And Vietnamese style of League of Legends is always very heavy on the tower diving, very heavy on the skirmishing, and this is no surprise to me.
Exactly. I mean, the jungler from the side of Ravenclaw really needs to buck up because Ali has made 2 successful ganks so far, and
this is okay. This is the Vietnamese special, right? You play Elise, and then you just rush Moby Boots and you gank all the lanes. It's so irritating to play against.
Alright, well, bot lane, however, Sad Girls managed to pick up a kill on Desire. So that's a little bit of a reply, a little bit of hope for Ravenclaw. Moby Boots unable to find anything, but now in the top lane, Darius has run out of mana and so is forced to back away going up against Ismin. A second recall. I don't think he's going to be able to buy anything.
Might not be able to get anything here, but like we expected on the bottom side, the 2v2 kill comes in and it's going to be Desire that dies because of her low range. Stepping up to CS, getting chunked out, and will pay for it. So now she's going to fall behind just ever bit more.
Yep. We might be just seeing an AP Cho'Gath because look at his build. He's decided to go for a Hextech Revolver.
Oh, with the Glacial Augment, you could actually opt
for
GLP.
He took Glacial Augment. I didn't even see that.
So this is the utility Cho'Gath build, not so much the tank Cho'Gath build. I mean, he still will serve as the front line, but he's just setting up the Xayah and Darius to do the damage later on in the fights. The problem here is, and a large problem really, is that Xayah isn't getting as far hit as she would like.
I mean, for Cho'Gath, at the very least, if he does get the GLP, then he can create that zone where he can basically guarantee himself a rupture and a silence. So that too can help him out, but it looks like they're rotating to bot lane.
This is a good play, yep. They're taking the 5-man or 4-man dive, if you want to think of it that way, with the Elise, which, and as I talked about, is really good at diving turrets.
Ooh boy, and Ravenclaw have no idea, I believe. There's no pings on them at all. They do realize the people are missing, but here they come. Is the Cocoon going to be able to land on anybody? Nope. Cocoon whiff, but the bubble is not, and just flashing in and munching him up. Cho'Gath picking up another kill.
Flash Feast is enough to get them the kill credit, and see, once again, it's the Elise that opens up the action to take the initial aggro, and then repel out to juggle it across.
Ooh, Lux has come down, but what for? Oh, look at that BM there.
Box ladies know that they're in the lead. They're comfortable playing from this sort of small advantage. And I think Ali has been performing exceptionally today, talking about making aggressive things happen.
Yep, this is a top lane fight. Hook shot, there we go, did not land the sweet spot, and because of that, Darius does drop a bunch of health, but he's still going in, trying to get a bit more damage, unable to find it. Fairly even trades now in the top lane.
Yeah, it had to be a bit more respectful of the wave. If you're Camille, you don't want to fight in that wave that's pushing towards you, because then it sort of resets and then goes towards the opponent. For now, you buy some space, you reset the wave back to yourself, get some health back, and you set up the timing for the next gank onto the Darius when the wave shoves up to you.
That's right. Gonna take that blast cone, return to lane, and clear up a bunch of minions. Speaking of minions, Darius's farm is still much higher than Camille by about 20? Judging by the wave, yeah, about 20 farm ahead on the Darius.
Can't forget, even though he did go down early from a misplay, or she did go down early from a misplay, overall, the advantage was taken when she got the first blood.
That's true.
I have to pay attention to the pathing coming in from the Elise. Moby Boots and Chilling Smite means that she wants to make things happen on the map very quickly. See what happens here.
Yeah, just a bit of poke being traded. No ultimates yet, so that means that Cycle 1 is just gonna poke out a bit. Actually uses the Bilge Watercolor, side steps on the bubble, but so much damage being put out by by everybody. Oh my goodness. That was unexpected. But Sad Girl is able to pick up the kill onto Box, just having the Lee Sin in there for a bit of insurance.
0, 1, and 1. Why would you look to duel out against a Misfortune who has the sustain and the damage of her Sona next to her? Your Nami is more than backed off already. There was no way for you to stand and deliver there.
You got to question his communication on the side of Box Ladies, bot lane at the very least. Maybe the wavelengths aren't exactly the same on this game, but Ali, yeah, Ali's coming down, but there's not really much that can happen. Just gonna probably clear out the wave. Yeah, just gonna help out.
So this sort of undoes the work of the dive earlier. If you remember, there was a 4-man dive on the bot side, they managed to get a kill, but because of that misplay, Xayah did undo a lot of the work, as the top lane trade is going to go heavily in favor of Camille as she trades this one out.
Oh, heavily in favor of Camille, but it's a sustained fight, and Darius, just with so much bleed damage, takes the Camille down. Camille really looking for that extended trade, but once she gets those 5 stacks of the hemorrhage, it's pretty much over.
Okay, I think I'm just realizing this, but Camille has no keystones? Or is that just a visual bug?
I honestly think that's a visual bug, because there's no way you can have no keystones. But Ali might have just have found Zumi for a while. Just gonna back away. Fire Dragon now started up. It's critical that they get this. Meanwhile, Camille just used the teleport to the top lane, so it looks like Ravenclaw is not gonna be able to contest this.
Yeah, it was a visual bug. She did have pressed the attack, but in that trade, the way she lost it was a bit unfortunate. You normally want to use the Hextech Ultimatum to dodge away, invulnerable yourself, right? Make yourself invulnerable during the Demacian, what's that?
Noxian
Guillotine, yes.
Demacian is Baron's one. Oh boy, that's the wombo combo if I've ever seen it. Ali just gets destroyed. Teleport, however, from Darius means that Box Ladies are still going to be able to probably get this dragon. Unless a cheeky steal can come in.
Alright.
Yeah, there we go. That's a feast. Just dashing in and dashing out from the Lee Sin. Box are going to walk away exchanging the life of their jungler for the dragon.
Yeah, they lose some pressure in the top side by sending the Darius down, although they do confirm the dragon take. They give a bit more breathing room over to the Camille once more, and now she's going to get 2 turret plates on the top side.
Might even get a 3rd. She does have that sheen.
Yeah, the sheen makes it so efficient when it comes to proccing damage onto the turret. And like you said, yeah, she's probably going to get the 3rd.
There we go. And Ali's going to come up, but honestly, it's just going to be a bit of poke probably. Yeah,
I don't think you fight this.
Yeah, exactly. The Spiderling
don't do it, man.
And just going to walk away, just going to be satisfied with that damage.
She is literally 1 level down with no items to speak of, right? You have Moby's
one
boots,
amplifying tome
and 1 M2. That's all you have. Like, this is a ganking Elise. It's not a 1v1 you in the jungle Elise.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Lee Sin's gonna pick up his own blue buff. Misfortune has actually completed her Blade of the Ruined King already with 3 kills now, finding more success in that bot lane in the previous round.
Yeah, but largely off the back of a poor draft in the bot half and misplays coming in from Bonks. I think overall, this is a bot lane that needs to be ended ASAP. Like, you don't want to stay in the lane as Xayah Nami right now. Returning the favor on the turret plates on the top side, but you can see the gank being set up. If you can land a Sonic Wave, he might be able to create an insect situation.
Minion, and he is able to kick, but the kick is actually interrupted by the hook shot. Darius is going to make some space for himself, healing up a little bit. Sonic Wave misses, and here comes Ali with the mobility boots. Is she going to be able to fight any Cocoon? No, they're just going to push out the wave. But you can see that Cho'Gath is rotating as well, and because of that, Ravenclaw is forced to back away, and they will be giving up this turret.
It's top tier 1 falling, and a lot of ultimates expanded for that. They tried to make the gank happen, didn't really commit to the damage, and as a result, a small misplay coming in. You have to think that the Hextech...
Oh wait, hold on, because... Whoa! Ali just got absolutely destroyed, fried by that laser.
A bit of a misposition coming in from Ali, but you have to think that the skirmish up top was definitely worth it.
Oh boy, Cho'Gath getting spotted out. Is actually... The resonating strike does happen, and hookshot biting a little bit late though, so Cho'Gath is going to be able to walk away from this one. Resonating Sonic Wave does not land again. And now Camille's ignited. Feasted up. Oh, dear slash. She didn't try to get the damage. Does get the damage, but Lux will claim 1 more kill.
Box Lady is tunneling a bit too much on the top side there. You should have just sacrificed the single Elise instead of staying overstaying your welcome around the blue buff. Now they lose 3 members on the top half, and they undo all the efforts that they had earlier on. So Ravenclaw on multiple portions of the map now actually winning.
Look at Sad Girl. Is she gonna be able to find that bullet time? But just the auto attacks themselves just do so much damage. And here we see Cho'Gath walking down the lane. Here we see Lee Sin. Oh, Lux ulted. And what's going on in the bot lane? There we go. We're back in the bot lane for more action. And actually, Sona going down to the turret. And they tanked it out a little bit too much there. 2 trade actually. Both of them went down. I believe Xayah went down to the Ignite. And it's a win technically.
So they only dropped the Sona, but they managed to find the Xayah and Nami. And
oh, is she gonna be caught out? Nope. Makes it out alive.
Box ladies overplaying their hand in the bottom side once more. Don't even have a single core item. Still want to fight. I don't even know what makes sense at that point. Why are they even doing that?
Yeah, right. And during that fight, the bullet time wasn't even up actually. So you just see the auto attack from the Misfortune with the Blade of the Ruined King just doing so much damage with the Prestige attack as well.
Yep, no respect for the item advantage of the opponents.
Ali gonna land the cocoon. Is she actually going to jump in? She does, but she finds a Sona as well, and she's gonna be going down. There's definitely no way out of this one. Might actually find a return kill, and I just say she goes down, but there's just so much damage on the side of Box Ladies, Cho'Gath, and the Darius as well that she actually makes it out with just a sliver of health.
Yeah, flashing out to get away from that skirmish, and now they should be able to open up mid tier 1. I think Lux coming in with the ult should be enough to clear the wave, but they look like they're tunneling pretty hard onto this turret.
Yeah, no, they're actually just gonna back away because the Lux's wave clear, as you mentioned, is pretty strong, even just with one loosened singularity. It's just able to clear away all those ranged minions. They're gonna set their sights on the dragon instead, which is Mountain, and it's coming up in 40 seconds.
Look at the mini-map, the Elise is clearing out the blue buff instead of heading around the dragon to secure the vision, and this might be their downfall because right now you can see the chunk onto multiple members of Box Ladies. They're not really in an amazing position to contest this dragon. In fact, Elise is completely out of mana, means that she's gonna have to recall and full reset, and vision is gonna be established by Ravenclaw around there.
Actually, I don't think she might need a recall. I think she has the blue buff, and that should be enough. However, on the side of Bong and Jerry, they still don't have their first item. Misfortune has the Blade of the Ruined King, and Xayah still hasn't found the Essence Reaver. Meanwhile, Lee Sin's just gonna start up that dragon. You see assist pings coming down. Darius with no teleport, however. Neither does Camille actually.
So because they have the vision, they could attempt the sneak, but the rest of Ravenclaw are already settled around this area to contest it.
But the dragon already goes down, and everyone's just out of the pit, just like that.
Once again, because they didn't have enough vision.
Damage being landed, dropping the Cho'Gath slightly below half health.
Yeah, Box Ladies misplaying that Mountain Drake. Largely why I called out Elise misplaying is because the moment you walk away from the dragon, you don't establish the vision, you lose so much priority over the objective. And Mountain Dragon is so important when you're playing a composition like this from behind, where you can actually
hold that, because that's just gonna be a solo kill from Red. I don't think you want to follow on that.
Wow,
look at that
the
BM.
taunt.
Wow.
Like I was saying, man, you need Mountain Dragon when you have Cho'Gath, because then you can actually take Baron very quickly.
Oh yeah.
So losing that is kind of a kick to the gut, a punch to the gut, if you will. But Ren is doing Ren things. 5-2 and 2 on the top side on this Darius, constantly solo killing the Camille.
Yeah, constantly solo killing the Camille. Camille is responsible for 2/3 of a team's deaths. 2, 6, and 2. That's not exactly something you want to be doing when you're fighting against a Darius who has already completed their Trinity Force. However, Ravenclaw saving grace is their bot lane, 4-1 and 1 on Misfortune.
When it comes to the team fights though, as long as Darius can...
Whoa, Ren actually dropping really low. He's gonna live. He actually gets kicked away and lives. Lee Sin overestimating the damage actually, but is able to make it out with a sliver of health himself.
Yeah, tried to get to execute the kick, instead send Ren away to her safety.
That's right.
But picks have been made a lot from this Lux player. She's been in the right place at the right time with the life bindings to try and make things happen for her team. Paying attention to the differentials on both sides. I was about to go on my point about how even though MF is fed, as long as Darius can get onto the backline, the flanks, it should still be able to neutralize the damage coming in from the Misfortune, who can't sit there and channel bullet time.
That's true. I mean, he's completing a Righteous Glory, so I will probably be looking to run straight into the backline.
Yeah, I was about to recommend, right? You get Righteous Glory or Deadman Plate to jump into the backline and get access to the AD carry. If this was solo queue, that Darius would have been running Flash Ghost.
Yeah, that's right. Flash, Ghost, and even the Phase Rush.
Yeah.
Just for that.
Just to jump to the back line,
Yeah.
right?
Just for that scary zoom, full on speed Darius.
Right now you can see they've relocated the AD and support to the mid lane. Like I said, you need to end the laning phase ASAP because you're getting punished so heavily.
Oh, Camille's actually teleporting down to the ball lane. Honestly, I don't know, man. I mean, you definitely can't fight this Darius.
The teleport's enough. Like, he's happy with that sort of offering to back off, and it's enough to dissuade him from sieging though.
That's true. Darius is gonna walk away from that one. Cho'Gath split pushing the top lane as well.
This 1-2-3-1 is actually pretty good. When the Baron spawns, they will have some sort of control over it. It would have been better if they got the Mountain Drake, because then they could sneak it away with the Cho'Gath and tank the aggression with the Elite Spiders, but this time they're going to use the Rift Herald in the mid lane.
In the mid lane. Rift Herald does get bound up, but doesn't matter. The charge is going to happen regardless, and they're just going to be satisfied with that one charge.
You know, Cho'Gath is the top side, taking
Cho'Gath
top
is
tier
top side.
2. The inner turret, though, will not fall before the rest of the team come and collapse on this Cho'Gath.
Yep, and here they are, looking pretty fast on the Sona.
GLP. Use the
Yeah,
GLP.
Use the GLP. Oh, sidestepping on the Rupture. Sona's definitely going to be able to land it slow. Just use the crescendo straight away. Says, hey, Box Gaming, you want to dance so much? Here you go, dance to your death. And here comes Ren, but Ren is all alone. Forget that, Ali is here as well. Flashing straight onto the Misfortune. So much damage coming down. Knocks and Guillotine. Finds one, finds two. And now Sona is on the run. But here comes Camille in. 2, 6, and 2. What are you going to do, honestly? Actually does a decent chunk of damage. And Ren drops so low. Is he going to be able to fight anymore? Flashes away. Stays alive.
The heal.
All the healing. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Ren actually... The health bar just went up and down so much during that one fight.
He hit the sweet spot on the Q, and the heal from the Xayah was enough to top him up. Now the Lux is trying to do something here. Isn't going to get caught by the cocoon. Will
and
eliminate the Elise.
Oh no! Jerry! Oh, stays alive, just barely.
You know, when the Camille was coming, I couldn't resist laughing because it was a 2-6 and 2 Camille. I was like, well, this should go well.
Yeah, I mean... honestly, the Camille did surprise me with the amount of damage that she put down on.
It wasn't actually a lot of it from Camille. It was more of the empowered damage from the Sona that made her do a substantial amount more.
Yeah, that's true. But that was really explosive, and because of that, Ren just gets enough money to complete her Righteous Glory.
Yeah, but they will finish off the mid-tier 1, I believe it was. Ren that was responsible for knocking the structure down. Righteous Glory completed means Ren is going to be jumping in the back lines every time that's available. Dragon has spawned. The team that has arrived first and gained priority is going to be Ravenclaw, and they will have control over this objective, starting it up almost immediately.
Yep, a Fire Dragon and an Infernal Dragon, so it's a lot of power when they do get it, and they do get it, and bullet times actually cancelled there. That's quite a big misplay from the Misfortune, a big ultimate being wasted.
So Ravenclaw has been on point with getting 2 dragons on time and controlling the area. I want to criticize Box Ladies for not acknowledging or respecting their opponents in that sense, because the composition that they're playing relies so much on Mountain Dragons, so much on Infernal Dragons, because it's an extremely low damage composition.
Well, they rely on all those, but they've only been able to get 1 Infernal Dragon. Ravenclaw really, as you said, commendable for their efforts.
Yeah. Like, sure, there's a Darius, sure, there's a Xayah that both of them are going to be doing damage, but Darius is kiteable, and Xayah isn't at that point where she's going to be doing anything just yet. So you kind of need the Infernal to give you that sort of insurance policy in the later stages of the game.
Yep. To stop the situation though, Ren is really, really on fire.
Ooh.
3,500 gold, one entire item ahead of the Camille.
That's the
there we go.
Yeah, that's the Righteous Glory for you.
Yeah, and Righteous Glory, and here is the compulsory pause in each game.
Oh man.
Perfect time to take stock of the rest of the situation as well. Everything else looks fairly even. Oh, the bot lane on the side of Ravenclaw has the advantage of the 2,000 gold. But then again, you didn't mention that if the Darius just runs it down with the Righteous Glory, the gold lead doesn't really matter too much.
I felt like I said this the previous time about Misfortune as well. Like, having 2k gold lead on Misfortune is kind of pointless if you get interrupted during bullet time, if you can't find the space to do the damage. And it's sort of happening once again in this game, even though she is a hit in the bot lane, and granted, credit to her to get a hit in bot lane. It's still an uphill battle for Ravenclaw.
That's true. Ravenclaw, about 500 gold with the deficit to Box Ladies. Again, it's very similar to the previous game where the goalies just really just kept bouncing up and down, just like Ren's health during that fight.
As long as Ren keeps hitting these sweet spot kills, she should be in a good position to team fight.
Should be in a good position to team fight.
It's one of the longer pauses we had today.
Right.
I think we're trying to figure out what's going on. Normally there's some information in chat whenever there's a pause going down, but right now we don't really have any knowledge of it just yet.
Yep. But the main objectives that are up is basically just Baron. That's the one that they'll be dancing around for the next few minutes. In terms of turrets, not many have actually been broken. Only 2 on the side
of Box Ladies.
One
from Ravenclaw.
Yeah, one from Ravenclaw. Really a rather slow-paced games in terms of objectives, but definitely not in terms of kills, as you said. The Vietnamese style, more than 1 kill per minute, 11 to 13.
The problem with when you talk about structures, right? Ravenclaw's inability to siege is because they're also immobile. There's only really a Lee Sin and Camille that can fly around to speak of. And against this Glacial Augment GLP Cho'Gath, right? You don't want to sit somewhere in siege.
That's true.
If you get hit by GLP, it's a Righteous Glory Darius to their face, right? So it makes it really difficult for them to siege up. They really have to find picks, and multiple picks at that, before they can even go in on the sieging situations.
That's right. Cho'Gath really with the GLP can just set up so much for the rest of his team.
I want to see like the full utility Cho'Gath, right? You go GLP and a Spooky Ghost.
Yeah, I believe that the Cho'Gath was already preparing the Spooky Ghost. I saw the Aether Wisp in his inventory.
That's like the only reason you buy
exactly.
Aether Wisp on mid lane.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what are you gonna get? Ardent Sensor. Ardent Sensor Cho'Gath.
That's like way back. The meta is no longer Ardent Sensor mid lane.
Exactly. I mean, pretty much. Kind of miss that. No, never mind. I don't miss Ardent Sensor. No.
Yeah, Ardent Sensor kind of made for a boring game.
Yeah, exactly.
But we might see a revival of Ardent Sensor now that teams are starting to play stuff like Corki mid lane, stuff like Tristana mid lane. Ardent Sensor is actually a go-to choice nowadays.
Yeah. Speaking of revival, we've made it back into the game. That was one of the longer pauses, and we're back in. Ren's just gonna be claiming that next turret. Gonna find that final outer turret for his team, for her team. I mean.
Meanwhile, in the jungle, Ali's gonna get spotted out.
Yep. A little bit of trading, GLP being used by the Cho'Gath just to push Ravenclaw away.
I like that they're so aggressively pushing into the jungle to get vision down and checking where the opponent is, because this buys space for the Darius to sort of push and execute pressure as well. You can see that Elise is shadowing the Cho'Gath on the top side, so the moment anyone tries to collapse, there's going to be Elise there to sort of reply to this at least. And it's going to take quite a while for this Cho'Gath to even go down.
And as you say that, Elise just recalls and says, nope, you're on your own. But because of just how tanky the Cho'Gath is, he manages to walk out of it alive.
If she was there, I think they would have very easily turned the fight around and found the kill on the Lee Sin, especially with the feast. That's not up just yet.
Yeah, but the Lee Sin building himself pretty squishy with the warrior, and looks to be going for a black cleaver next.
Spooky Ghost completed on the mid laner.
There we go. Yep, and holding on to Negatron Cloak as well. Might be going for the Stone Plate for that ultimate.
Wow, that is the ultimate Cho'Gath form.
That's right.
Where you have so much health from Feast that you Stone Plate, you just walk in,
just one shot,
and you're this giant monster. Like they can't even right click the AD carry because you're blocking it.
Exactly. 23 minutes in. Goal lead only 1,000 between the Box Ladies and Ravenclaw. Again, a reminder that if the Box Ladies win this, then they win the entire FSL for Vietnam, and they will be moving on to FSL Elite, which will happen in Singapore later this year.
Yep. So it's all on the line right now for Ravenclaw. They can't afford to drop this game.
Exactly. And we see assist pings happening on the Baron.
Yeah, why not? Because you have a Cho'Gath that can feast it down. He's level 13. So I think if I'm not wrong, it does about 1,000 true damage to neutral objectives.
I think it's more than 1,000. Ooh, no! Crescendo and Blood Time missing, but hey, what are you doing, Ali?
He's walking forward, the Tidal Wave is behind, but this is a bait. They're looking for the fight.
Damage, so much damage. Feasted Yummy Sona for the Cho'Gath, but Camille flying back in. 272 now becomes 372. Looking for a little more because Darius is nowhere to be found. No teleport up on him either. Flashes being used just to build some space. Hookshot once again lands, connects on the Nami, and a beautiful Hextech Ultimatum to dodge away from that bubble. Another shutdown. Camille catching up in terms of gold. Ren, meanwhile, is going to be able to find the first turret. I mean, the first turn of this current push might just be able to find a little more because the
okay, look at the minimap right now.
Yeah.
And this is the dangerous part.
Yeah.
They are starting Baron. The opposing jungler is still alive, and you don't have a true tank. So you're gonna be in a bit of a sticky situation if the Darius decides to teleport in.
Yeah, and Ren doesn't have the teleport, but
Don't
he's
die!
pushing
No!
top. Yeah, getting really low. 3k, 2k. They might just have to back away on this one. Ali's in. Ali gets it. Ali gets
Told
the
ya,
Baron.
man.
And there we go. Goes down for it. But Darius now is free to push in the base with the Baron buff. Those empowered minions definitely going to take the tower. Might find even more than that. Might just find the inhibitor. He has the
Ladies and gentlemen, they don't call me Hungry Cast for nothing. I called it from the start, right? It's a dangerous Baron to take, especially when the Elise can execute and smite away from your own jungler. And did that, she did that perfectly over there in the Baron pit.
Exactly. Beautiful, beautiful. Gets the Baron buff for Prim. If I'm not wrong, everybody except for herself, I think.
Apart from her and the Cho'Gath, I think everyone else has the Baron buff.
That's the case. Ravenclaw really just...
That's a mood killer. That is so tilting right there, because it could have been a Baron take, but because they didn't, they failed to juggle the aggro. They failed to control the vision around the area.
Now they might lose a dragon as well. Sona Crescendo being used, but there's no point because he's just going to go down. And looks like that's going to be another tasty dragon. Or maybe not, because Lux actually uses it. I don't think Feast was up. Oh, Feast was up. It's just the Cho'Gath chose not to use it. Ali walking away
I think
with a sliver of health.
The damage was a bit too sudden because they timed bullet time together with the final spark, and there was enough for them to secure it. You could see that the Cho'Gath fell very low there, and so did the Nami in that dragon pit. So right now, Ravenclaw are sitting at 2 mountains and a single Inferno Drake.
Yeah, they've been really doing a good job securing dragons, as we mentioned earlier. But ultimately, Box Ladies have the Baron buff, so they are the ones in the driver's seat right now. They are the ones who want to make that play, make that push.
Darius still sitting on the bottom side as he should be,
That's
trying
right.
to get the inhibitor down on the bottom half of the map.
That's right. Open inhibitor, just a random. Oh, that was not random. That was just to take the blue buff. Interesting. It was off screen there, so you couldn't exactly see.
She has about 40% CDR, 30%.
Oh boy, here comes the Darius flashing straight in on the Sad Girl 1. Sad Girl 1, you're gonna be absolutely disappointed.
She's gonna
You're gonna
bleed out.
walk away, but you're just going to bleed.
The heal!
Hello there, healing and shields. Healing and shields. Shields and healing. Whoops. But yeah, Sad Girl 1, maybe not so Sad Girl after all, because she makes it out alive.
More than enough to keep her topped up, and there was a flash expended by the Darius to get the kill. A bit unfortunate, but it's buys some space for them to move around the mid lane. I think it's reaching a point of stalemate because they can't really collapse onto anything apart from the outer structures on the map. Sieging is so difficult with Desire because of her reduced range that you really have to find a pick before you can take that fight.
You're just gonna be able to... Nope, they're not even gonna be able to find this one. That cannon minion is not enough as it gets taken down by the power of the power cord and Lux. Ren still is such a huge amount of pressure in the bot lane though. You can see this like 1-2-2 kind of like arrangement going on.
Yeah, 1-2-2 is
Kinda
right.
working,
So
yeah.
they send that Misfortune to deal with Darius because Misfortune is the most stacked member on their squad.
Yep, and it's not exactly working out. She is scratching the Darius, but it's not gonna be enough to kill him by any means. At least it does push him away from the inhibitor.
The pressure that they pulled away from the mid lane allowed Box Ladies to get mid tier 2. And that's just great map play, the pull and push as I always refer to, because Darius is playing so aggressively, you kind of have to punish that. And when they go over to punish that, mid tier 2 fall.
That's right. With the Darius, the punish, he has like so many items though. Sterex and Triforce, as well as the Spirit Visage and the Righteous Glory. Just such a huge threat that you have to just keep worrying about if you're Ravenclaw.
Next item here should be the final slot for Darius, so he's almost stacked to full in terms of itemization.
That's right. What do you think he's gonna get? Guardian Angel?
Guardian Angel isn't too bad, or I would have advised for a Death Stance as well, so that he could keep his health topped up and sort of heal back and forth, right? The danger of Darius is that you get caught in the center of it all and you get popped. Death Stance sort of mitigates that because all the damage you take is spread over 3 seconds.
That's right.
You have a sort of window for yourself to heal up and kite around.
So Death Stance or Guardian Angel would be pretty decent choices for him, right? Well, Misfortune has picked up the Executioner's Calling,
Oof,
so
yeah.
that's gonna hurt them.
It's gonna
a
apply
fair
to
amount.
everyone on her
Yeah.
bullet time as well.
Exactly.
So It's actually a pretty value buy, if you think of it that way.
That's right. And in fact, opting for a Black Cleaver instead of the Dusk Blade, I believe, that she grabbed the previous round. And whoa, look at that Luxus inventory. What an interesting purchase.
The Magi.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind Magi's on Lux. Hold on.
Yeah, there appears to be a fight. Hextech Ultimatum being used. So much damage being put on the Cho'Gath and gets bullet timed. Gets cut down by the Misfortune Alley. Sidestepping on that Sonic Wave means that she'll stay alive. Hookshot also not landing. But here, Ren is just pushing in. Gonna definitely get this inhibitor. Bong and Jerry are hanging around as well.
There you go, the pull and push. Because the Cho'Gath was being so aggressive, you have to punish him walking up, punish her walking up. When the rest of the team goes to kill the Cho'Gath, there's like, well, sweet, I can take the inhibitor here.
Yeah, that's right. Cloud Dragon coming up in 40 seconds. Baron as well. Two objectives that both Box Ladies and Ravenclaw will want to get their hands on. Cho'Gath completing the Abyssal Mask. Xayah gonna pick up that Rapid Fire Cannon and IE, so all the power spike, I believe that would be for the late game Xayah.
Abyssal Mask is a poor choice here. There isn't enough armor on the Cho'Gath for her to sort of walk up and tank damage, despite being very tanky. You saw how quickly she died to the Camille and Misfortune earlier.
That's right. I mean, as you mentioned at the very start of the game, there's only one person doing significant magic damage, and that's Lux. Nothing to defend against a bullet time. It just cuts people down, but they're just gonna start up Baron straight away.
He has Feast, he has Flash, he has a Blast Cone to get in. This should be a very easy Baron take if they aren't discovered.
That's right.
Why did they attack the ward?
Yeah, well, they want to be discovered. Teleport's coming in from Camille for 7 and 4. Gonna be more impactful, but not so impactful if everyone just walks up. Crescendo landing just to dissuade them from going in. Alley a bit off the side by herself. Tidal Wave being used as well to disengage. A lot of ultimates being thrown around with no solid follow-up from anyone. There's one more ultimate. that actually did quite a lot of damage, however, onto Jerry and Bong, who both dropped below half health, and now
Ravenclaw are not learning from their mistakes. There is a Cho'Gath with Flash and Feast, and you still want to do this? This is going to be their downfall. They're going to lose the series off this.
Yep, and to make things worse, there are super minions in their base as well. Where is Cho'Gath? The bullet time interrupted. Cho'Gath gets it, and there we go. That's the Baron, and Sad Girl is gonna be the first to fall. Ren falling as well. Alley goes down, but that doesn't really matter because now everyone is on the run. Look at how big the Cho'Gath is. They're not gonna be able to do this. Definitely, there's a teleport coming in from Tears, and all they need to do now is stop the backs. Ren is gonna end the game herself in the base. Look at that. First turret going down, second turret gonna go down as well. The Trinity Force doing so much damage to that turret.
And they're stopping the backs.
Yeah,
You can see the only person that's only going to get back into the base is the Camille, and this should be game.
There's going to be enough time. Is Camille going to be able to do it? The next is dropping lower and lower. I can't see the health bar. It's getting one more hit should do the trick. And there we go. Box Ladies.
Oh, the taunt!
There we go. They're going to solve their problems, get themselves the win, move on, win FSL Vietnam, and move on to FSL Elite.
I don't understand. Twice in a row, they don't learn from their mistakes. They think they can take the Baron, but it's almost plain as day with the Cho'Gath having Feast available that it's going to be taken away.
That's right. They don't.
It's a roller coaster of a game, and once again, commiserations to Ravenclaw in that series. They go down 2-0, 0-2 rather.
Yeah.
A very unfortunate series for them, but they've shown that they're no slouch. They've beaten multiple strong teams this tournament, even Evo's Valkyries, to name a few.
That's right.
And I feel like they can go home with their hits hung high. Very proud of their performance.
Exactly, and they're going to be ready for FSL Elite when it comes later this year.
Yeah, for now though, I mean, the Box Ladies girls dominant, strong. If any of the Singaporean teams are watching, they might be a bit concerned because we've always prided our Singaporean teams for being relatively strong.
Well, Box Ladies look pretty strong too.
For now though, we will be actually shouting out our sponsors because
that's right.
I feel like we failed to do this today, so we wait till the end. We're gonna shout them all out for a single go, and
all at once.
this is the thing I made Chu Fan do yesterday. So you kind of have to lean to the side and like present the sponsorships behind us, right?
Yes.
So shout out to our sponsors: Dreamcore, Super Solid, Aftershock, Elgato, Yahoo TV, Overdrive, and Apoda, who's helping us on site in Vietnam to organize the matches. Not to mention Gang Studio, Box Studios, and Oda, who are on site over there helping out with the graphics in Vietnam.
That's right.
Right. For now, though, we will be talking about the FSL Elite in September. Just to remind our viewers, of course, our production team has told us not to forget that in September, FSL Elite will be held at Comex. The dates to be announced on our social media platforms. So do
That's right.
follow us on our Facebook page, our Instagram, and I think we do have a Twitter account up as well. So do follow us on all those outlets. And if you're a fan of us casting, do follow us on Twitter as well. I go by HungryCast, and alongside me, I think Gerard goes by the Escape Artist, right? So for now, we will be going for not to mention, next FSL will be Philippines.
Right. Philippines, 3rd to 4th August.
Yeah, we will be going for I think it's a week. Yeah, it's a week until, right?
It's next week.
Yeah, it's next week.
Right.
So next match for FSL will be the Philippines qualifiers in the 3rd and 4th of August. But I don't think we'll be casting that.
Yeah, we will be casting.
Yeah, we will have something on. So stay tuned to the stream and any updates, and we will have all the information out for you. But for now, guys, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you
It's
very
been a
much.
long day. It's been a good day. We'll be seeing you next time.
Goodbye.